Whew. Good morning. So, in elementary school, I knew that I was going to be learning to count probably for the rest of my life. I wasn't good at math. I'm not good at math now. I could do basic addition, and that's about it. Sometimes subtraction, if I'm really, really lucky. The title of this Lord's Supper talk is Still Learning to Count. I'm not talking about math. I'm not talking about numbers and algebra and all that. I'm talking about gratitude. I'm talking about counting the blessings that come from being a child of God. I'm going to quote my wife because, Adam, I don't know if you do this, but I will bounce off ideas to Jenna before I get up here, and whatever she gives back to me is kind of like how I adjust, because all of my original thoughts sometimes need a little tweaking. So she gave me some help yesterday. When it comes to the Lord's Supper, it's often that we appreciate the magnitude of the sacrifice, but it's just as important to show our gratitude for the sacrifice. In thinking about the blessings that come from being a child of God, I hope we go back to the Lord's Supper as the catalyst for that. Because if Christ didn't do what he did, we would have no future. We would have no hope. But he did. So I'm going to start reading from one of my favorite Psalms. If you want to read along with me, it's Psalm 103. And then we're going to jump over to the book of Hebrews. Psalm 103. Bless the Lord, my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, my soul, and do not forget any of his benefits, who pardons all your guilt, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from the pit, who crowns you with favor and compassion, who satisfies your years with good things, so that your youth is renewed like the eagle. The Lord performs righteous deeds and judgments for all who are oppressed. He made known his ways to Moses, his deeds to the sons of Israel. The Lord is compassionate and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in mercy. He will not always contend with us, nor will he keep his anger forever. He has not dealt with us according to our sins, nor rewarded us according to our guilty deeds. For as high as the heavens are above the earth, so great is his mercy toward those who fear him. As far as the east is from the west, so far as he removed our wrongdoings from us. Just as a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear him. For he himself knows our form. He is mindful that we are nothing but dust. As for man, his days are like grass, like a flower of the field, so he flourishes. When the wind has passed over it, it is no more, though, and its place no longer knows about it. But the mercy of the Lord is from everlasting to everlasting, for those who fear him, and his justice to the children's children, to those who keep his covenant and remember his precepts so as to do them. The Lord has established his throne in the heavens, and his sovereignty rules over all. Bless the Lord, you his angels, mighty in strength, who perform his word, obeying the voice of his word. Bless the Lord, all you his angels. Bless the Lord, all you who works of his in all places of his dominion. Bless the Lord, my soul. The word mercy sticks out to me from verses 8 through 9, I see myself in there. In verse 10, I see myself in there because of what Jesus did for me. God does not treat me how he could have. Now, if you could please turn to Hebrews chapter 9. I'm going to start reading in verse 11. But when Christ appeared as a high priest of the good things having come, he entered through the greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made by hands, that is, not of this creation, and not through the blood of goats and calves, but through his own blood. He entered the holy place once for all time, having obtained eternal redemption. For if the blood of goats and bulls and the ashes of a heifer, sprinkling those who have been defiled, sanctify for the cleansing of the flesh, how much more will the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without blemish to God, cleanse your conscience from dead works to serve the living God. In Hebrews chapter 10 now, jumping over, we'll start reading in verse 5. Therefore, when he comes into the world, he says, you have not desired sacrifice and offering, but you have prepared a body for me. You have not taken pleasure in whole burnt offerings and offerings for sin. Then I said, behold, I have come. It is written of me in the scroll of the book, to do your will, O God. This morning, the will of the Father was to send the Son for you and for me. And the Son obeyed. We're about to remember his death by taking of these emblems that for us as Christians is the body and is the blood of Christ. Well, I'm going to keep reading verse 8 of Hebrews chapter 10. After saying above, sacrifices and offerings and whole burnt offerings and offerings for sin you have not desired, nor have you taken pleasure in them, which are offered according to the law. Then he said, behold, I have come to do your will. He takes away the first in order to establish the second. By this will, we have been sanctified through the offering of the body of Jesus Christ once for all time. I'm still learning to count the blessings of being a child of God. I hope all of us are in a reflection mode as we're about to take his body and his blood. Thank you.